All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Pocono. Lee Campbell and Truth Oak will have the front row. Brandon Honeycutt, Sean Dunaway on the second row, Cody Bonelli and Andrew Teft on the third row, Cooper Redditch and Sean Merriman on the fourth row, Jesse Fox and Alex Teft round out the top 10. Kirby Wainscott and Aaron Marquis starting in 11th and 12th. Curtis Ecker starts in 13th, Aaron Roth in 14th, Ryan Coker in 15th, and Paul Shaw will start in 16th after not getting a qualifying run in. Yeah, JR, I saw that, buddy. I am so sorry for you. Hope your family's doing okay. All the drivers get stacked up on pit road, ready to go. If you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to cheer him on in the comments. And while you have a moment, make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We've got a lot of YouTube shorts coming out. I was working on them all afternoon, so you guys have a lot of great stuff to look forward to. JR, that's what kids do. Hey, good evening, Richie. Are you gonna win tonight at Atlanta? Here we go. The drivers begin to roll out of pit road. All the drivers get out on track and begin to stack up for the start. Richie, I believe in you, buddy. That's awesome, JR. Hope it becomes permanent for you. Rumor has it race control tonight is Matt the Maniac Moniac. What could possibly go wrong there? Through turn 3, the pace car will dive to pit road. And that long, wide straightaway, the front stretch here, a lot of excitement's going to happen here in the first few laps as the pace car dives in. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at Pocono. Everybody side by side as they head off into turn 1. Lee Campbell finally able to clear traffic for the moment. Everybody makes it clear through turn 1 and starts setting up for the next move as we go down into the tunnel turn. Turn 2, Honeycutt on the move on the bottom. Honeycutt now to second, but in line he had a run coming into turn 2. Truth Hope back in third. Honeycutt peeking underneath, but Campbell has the momentum out of turn 3. as everybody comes down the front straightaway. Surprisingly, only 2 wide on the front stretch here. We oftentimes see that first lap on the front straightaway 5 wide as Brandon Honeycutt goes to the lead for the first time. Cooper Redditch on the move. Cooper started back in 7th, has made his way to 4th, and continues to fight his way forward in the 30 car. Paul Shaw, who did not get a qualifying lap in, is already up a spot to 15th, trying to take 14th from Aaron Roth. Well, we love having you here, Richie, wherever you are, bud. Honeycutt sets the fastest lap so far, although we're likely to see a faster lap next time by. After that, lap times will start to drop. This track does wear the tires out. However, these drivers can go 18 to 23 laps on a tank of fuel. It's probably closer to 19 to 22 laps on a tank of fuel. Depend on how the drivers handle the car and how much they can serve. The top 3 are on a breakaway as they are battling for every position back behind. Cooper Redditch battling with Sean Dunaway. Cody Bonelli and Andrew Teft battle back behind. Teft has the nose ahead. And it looks like Teft is going to clear. He takes 6th. Sean Merriman on the attack now as we go off into turn 2. Truth Hope just set the fastest lap. Truth now on the attack to the bottom. Not a lot of battling going further back. Guys just trying to conserve the car and have something late in the run. Pocono is one of those tracks where we often see after the first half of a run, some of the drivers at the back start moving to the front very quickly, and you can always tell who burned it up early in the race. They will start to fade. Aaron Marquis now into the top 10 after starting in 12th. And Curtis Ecker right behind. These two have been working through together. Marquis trying to get the donuts delivered on time today. Brandon Honeycutt already getting a little bit of a gap on Truth, just over half a second, but he continues to extend. Lee Campbell now back into 3rd, and Sean Dunaway is closing on the top 3. He's going to bring Redditch with him. Andrew Teft right behind as well. In fact, for 4th on back, they are all pretty much single file, trying to catch up to the top 3. Look like a couple of guys got the wall coming out of 2. The exit to turn 2 at Pocono can get sketchy. It can get that way very, very quickly. Riding along with Aaron Marquis back in 10th as they head off into turn 1. Marquis going for that middle line. Already poking underneath Bonelli. Bonelli shuts the door for the moment down the first straight. Heading off into turn 2. You see him getting as low as possible, but as the tires wear, that car will struggle to hit the apex and start moving out just a little bit off into turn 3. If you can carry enough pace in, it's a great place to attack. And out of turn 3, back across the start-finish line, Aaron did that lap in a 56.44. Honeycutt still out front, but Hope getting a little closer. Lee Campbell starting to lose a little ground. Sean Dunaway is not. He continues to close on the top 3, now less than a second back. Cooper Redditch still holding on to 5th. Andrew Teft right behind in 6th. Sean Merriman holds on in 7th. Alex Teft up to 8th. Cody Bonelli has dropped back. He is now back into 9th. And Curtis Eckert closing in on him. Curtis already up 3 spots into 10th, having just gotten by Marquis. Dunaway, the points leader coming into tonight, has a pretty decent lead for the moment, but with 2 races left to go before the playoffs, anything could happen. Only Sean Dunaway, Brandon Honeycutt, and Andrew Teft are locked in. Cooper Redditch and Jesse Fox are battling for that coveted 12th spot. Cooper, they came into tonight tied. Cooper currently running in 5th. Jesse back in 12th at the moment. They are about halfway to the first fuel stop. Strategies could change dramatically once they change tires. Honeycutt opened himself up a decent lead, about 0.7 of a second earlier, but over the last couple of laps, Truth Hope continues to get closer. Sean Dunaway back in 4th, was less than a second behind the top 3, but is now starting to lose a little bit of ground. He is about 1.3 seconds back. Lap times are starting to, tires are starting to give up. And lap times are starting to go up. Brandon Honeycutt, his fastest lap of 55.69. Last time by, 56.5. Almost a full second off his fastest lap. After just 11 laps, the tires do fall off quickly here. Truth starting to peak to the inside. They go off into 1. Truth got a big run into turn 1. Can he hold on to it? Side by side out of turn 2. Definitely helping Lee Campbell close back up. Honeycutt, the nose ahead. Truth goes deep into turn 2. He may clear out of turn 2. He does. Lee almost got the run on Honeycutt. That did allow Sean Dunaway to close back up just a little bit. He's got to be hoping these three start battling even more. Got a 5-car group going on right behind. And then a little bit of a gap and some more battling back at the back. Jesse Fox trying to mount a challenge. He needs to make a charge and get closer to Redditch. Truth out front. In just one lap, he has already opened up half a second on Honeycutt, and he is pulling away. Lee Campbell still right there on Honeycutt's bumper. Dunaway still trying to close back up to the top three. More battling back behind Sean Merriman, Andrew Teft, and Alex Teft. Andrew had made his way into the top 5, is now slipping back as Alex gets under going off into turn 1, and Andrew may have just lost connection. That would be a gut punch. It does look like Teft has completely lost connection. That's going to be a major setback for a guy who was up in the top 5 just a few moments ago. Truth pulls a little bit of a gap, but Honeycutt continues to pull back up. So does Lee Campbell. Hey, good evening, Cypher. How are you? Alex Teft has now moved up into 6th. Andrew Teft has still not gotten back in. Remember, Andrew is one of the top 3 that is locked in. That being locked into the playoffs already really helps in a situation like this. But you know he wanted to get that 3rd win here tonight. Dunaway is not getting any closer. He's lost ground again. Cooper Redditch still lurking in 5th. Alex Teft continuing to close back in. Hopefully we'll get an update from Andrew Teft if he's unable to connect. And that is a gut punch when it happens. Kirby Wainscott on the move. Whoa! He got the run. Oh, he gets the wall. Keeps it off the inside wall. Great save. But he loses the ground he had just made up. And looks like he got a little too deep into 3. Kirby had been picking off spots, getting himself into the top 10, but that was a setback. Let's take a look at this one from another angle. You see Kirby gets down underneath as they head off into turn 2. The car ahead comes down. He tries to slide out, but just too much of a push. He does get the wall. Likely took a little aero damage. Not seeing any on the car. Hopefully it's still good. And here we go. Looks like pit stops are underway. Sean Merriman the first in. Truth Oak has suddenly opened up a bit of a lead now. 0.8 of a second and growing. Sean Dunaway continues to close in. Now once again less than a second behind Campbell. And Kirby Wainscott has come in. He is on his way back out. Merriman still on pit road. And it looks like Merriman may have gotten a penalty here. We saw him lock him up as he came onto pit road. Likely just got a bit of a speeding penalty. What a setback that's going to be. Wainscott has completed his pit stop. Full tank of fuel, 4 fresh Goodyears, a little loose out of 2, but he holds on to it, and you know that car's been fixed. He is back in the fight. If it stays green, he'll likely be able to make up some ground. And here we come. The big group is coming in. Sean Dunaway. Cooper Redditch is in. Curtis Ecker now in. Jesse Fox brings his car in. Truth Hope trying to extend that fuel run as far as is possible. How much further will they go? This is not a track you want to run out of gas. And here he comes. The leader is on pit road. Lee Campbell also coming in. Brandon Honeycutt stays out. Alex Teft stays out. Aaron Marquis stays out. Paul Shaw stays out. Cody Bonelli is in. Aaron Roth continuing to stay out. Ryan Coker also staying out. Brandon Honeycutt, if he can stretch the fuel, that's the biggest concern here. A 2.5 mile triangle is not somewhere you want to run out of gas. It's a long way and a long tow back to pit road. Hey, good evening again, JR. Looks like Honeycutt will make it back. He is bringing it in. Alex Teft aims for pit road. likely to see the rest of the field in, as here comes Aaron. Paul Shaw is in. Aaron Roth is not coming in. Ryan Coker is coming in. And Aaron Roth goes to the lead for the first time tonight. Aaron Roth is about 28 points out of the playoffs. This might be, if he can make it back to pit road without running out, this would be a great strategy move to pick up a few extra points. Sean Dunaway on his 4 fresh Goodyears just set the fastest lap of the night. Truth Hope currently in second, Lee Campbell in third, Dunaway in fourth. They will be the top 3 once Roth hits pit road, which here he comes, the final pit stop. And round 1 of the pit stops will be done. They will still have to make one more stop here tonight. I have to wonder, a couple of those guys came in a lap earlier, like Kirby Wainscott. We know he had to get repairs, but how bad is that going to hurt him in the fuel department late in this race? Can he do it on just one more stop? Lee Campbell now has the fastest lap of the night, 55.26, over a tenth of a second faster than everybody. And just barely missed the wall. Out of 2, he is pushing it to the limit. Points leader Dunaway now up into third. Cooper Redditch currently in fourth. Brandon Honeycutt in fifth. Hey, good evening, Maniac. Andrew lost connection. Lee Campbell is inching closer and closer to truth at the moment. Sean Dunaway about a second back as Cooper Redditch right on his bumper. Brandon Honeycutt in fifth, Alex Teft in sixth. The big mover so far is Curtis Ecker, who started in 13th and is now up into 7th and gaining ground. Cody Bonelli in 8th, Kirby Wainscott in 9th, Jesse Fox in 10th. Matt, don't we all, buddy? Truth pulling away once again is leading at 1 1/4 seconds. About 4 laps since most of these guys went to pit road. Another lap or so and the times will start going up again as the tires wear. Curtis Ecker, currently in 7th, is not really gaining much ground on 6th place. Alex Teft at the moment. Alex Teft also started back in 10th, is up to 6th now. Speaking of big movers, Paul Shaw did not get to qualify. He started in 16th. He's now up into 12th. But he is 4¼ seconds behind Aaron at the moment. Aaron right on the bumper of Jesse Fox. And Aaron also about 2 points out of being in the playoffs. Getting past Jesse here would be huge, because Jesse is one of those two drivers tied for 12th right now. The field really fairly evenly gapped at the moment. Here in a few laps, we'll see who starts moving forward. Alex Teft in 6th. Curtis Ecker back in 2nd. Teft is pulling away. Cody Bonelli back in 8th is actually starting to gain some ground. On 7th place, Curtis Ecker. But Kirby Wainscott is flying around the track at the moment. He is one of the fastest cars on track right now, 1 second behind Bonelli. Lee Campbell and Truth Oak, the gap between them keeps fluctuating. 1 lap Truth is faster, the next lap Lee is faster. That gap holding at about 1 second. Points leader Sean Dunaway in 3rd, about 2 seconds behind him. And Cooper Redditch is closing in. Redditch, the other driver, tied for 12th in points. He's currently running in 4th. If he can keep this run up, well, he will definitely move himself up in the points. Alex Teff just 7 points ahead of him. Several of the drivers actually ahead of Redditch in the points are behind him on track. Truth Oak came into tonight 4th in points, but is not locked in. The win here tonight could lock him into the playoffs. Lee Campbell currently 5th in points. 2nd on track, a win could lock him in as well. The top 2 right now are fighting for a position that would lock both drivers, one driver or the other, into the playoffs here tonight. Would also be the first win of the season for both drivers. Sean Dunaway in 3rd. Really has to worry. Redditch is on his bumper. Honeycutt is closing in. 3rd, 4th, and 5th still battling it out. Jesse Fox losing a little ground as Aaron Markey goes to the top 10. Curtis Ecker about 2.7 seconds behind this battle, just ahead. These 3 start battling it out. Alex Teft is going to close in quickly. Curtis Ecker likely to come with him. Already seeing some guys doing the snake on the front straightaway, trying to break the draft of the cars behind. Didn't work that time. Cooper still with Sean at the moment. And Honeycutt looks low as they head toward turn 2. Honeycutt drives it deep into 2. He'll take the position. Both drivers bobble. Whoa! Redditch may have given the wall a little kiss there. Alex Teft back and forth, did start gaining a lot of ground. He was almost 5 seconds back. But once Honeycutt went for the move, he's gained over half a second. Any battle between these three right now is going to be huge for the guys back behind. Hope's lead now about 1.1 seconds over Lee Campbell. Lee about 3.6 seconds behind Dunaway. And Honeycutt on the move again. He's got the run underneath for third. Off into turn 3. And Honeycutt now goes to third place. Truth Oak, his lead still 1.2 seconds. Honeycutt now 3.5 seconds behind Lee Campbell, and he is gaining. Last time by, Honeycutt was the fastest car on track. Alex Teft back in 6th place. He is continuing to gain ground on the cars ahead, including Cooper Redditch, now just 4.25 seconds back. Curtis Ecker back in 7th, was gaining, but it looks like the gap between him and Teft has stabilized at about 4.5 seconds. Cody Bonelli back in 8th. Kirby Wainscott in 9th. Kirby was fast in the early part of this race. Kissed the wall out of 2. Lost the back end. He's gathered it up, fought back to 9th. I don't think we're done with Wainscott. I think he'll be moving forward even more. Aaron Marquis, another driver, has been moving forward all night, currently in 10th, just about 1.1 seconds behind Kirby. Since Brandon Honeycutt took third, he has pulled away from Dunaway and Redditch, is now 2.5 seconds behind Lee Campbell, and closing quickly. He's already picked up a full second on the second place car. Truth Oak is yet to win this season, but so far, 5 top 5s has put him in 4th place in the points. Aaron Marquis is going to take 9th as he goes by Wainscott. And last time by, Aaron Marquis was the fastest car on track. In fact, at the moment, Aaron is one of only 3 drivers still turning laps in the 56-second range. Everybody else already over 57. Some of these drivers are within range. They can make the stop this time by and be good to go on fuel. Nobody has come in yet, but I expect we'll see quite a few of them in next time as Truth Oak is closing in on Sean Merriman. Sean, a rough night. He was up in the top 10, almost into the top 5, but he has really faded, and getting that speeding penalty on the first stop really was a huge setback. Lee Campbell has given up third. He is in. Cooper Redditch is in. Alex Teft is also headed to pit road. Curtis Ecker is on his way in. Kirby Wainscott is in. I suspect we'll see everybody else in next time. They cannot afford to stay out here with everybody else on fresh tires. They're going to have to get in and get them too. Here comes the leader out of turn 3, and he continues to stay out. Brandon Honeycutt has given up second. He is in. Dunaway also staying out. Cody Bonelli is coming in, as is Aaron. Jesse Fox stays out. Paul Shaw stays out. Paul Shaw has had an impressive run. He continues to make his way forward despite not qualifying. "20 laps to go. Everybody within the fuel window." Ryan Coker just came in, and the leader, Truth Oak, is on pit road. Sean Dunaway follows him in. Jesse Fox is choosing to stretch it. He's going to try and pick up some bonus points here. Paul Shaw is in. Truth Oak sitting at the end of pit road rolls out. Lee Campbell may beat him to turn 1. It's going to be close, but Campbell gets out ahead. Truth does have a little bit fresher tires, but he's going to have to run him down quickly. Looks like Jesse Fox is the last driver that needs to come in. But he is going to stretch it one more lap. Make sure he picks up his bonus points as Cooper Redditch set the fastest lap last time by. And Redditch's lap just thousandths of a second faster than the lap that was set earlier. Now Lee Campbell has the fastest lap, 55.14. over a tenth of a second faster than Cooper's. Truth Oak in second, about in third rather, 1.25 seconds behind Lee Campbell. Once Jesse drops in, they will be the top two. And here he comes, Jesse Fox to pit road. Lee Campbell will assume the lead, but Truth Oak continues to close in. Truth just set a 55 flat. The fastest lap we have seen tonight, and less than a second behind the leader, Lee Campbell. Brandon Honeycutt holds on to third. Cooper Redditch still holds fourth, about a half a second out of the top three. Sean Dunaway back in fifth. Sean is closing in on the cars ahead. Alex Teff now in sixth. Cody Bonelli in seventh. Curtis Eckert in eighth. Kirby Wainscott in ninth. And Aaron Marquis rounding out the top 10. Paul Shaw, who did not qualify, up 5 spots to 11th. Jesse Fox drops back to 12th. Aaron Roth in 13th. Ryan Coker in 14th. And Sean Merriman drops back into 15th. And the battle is about to be on up front. Truth just over half a second behind Lee at the moment. Even less as they come out of turn 2. Through turn 3, Truth is right to his bumper. Will likely be able to use the draft and slingshot into turn 1. He's got the nose to the inside as they drag race toward turn 1. Side by side through turn 1. Lee has nothing for him at the moment. Truth reclaims the lead. Brandon Honeycutt in third, about 3 seconds back at the moment. Redditch still in fourth. Dunaway in fifth is closing. Alex Teft alone in sixth. Corey Bonelli in seventh. He is fairly safe at the moment. Curtis Eckert in eighth. Kirby Wainscott in ninth. Aaron Marquis rounds out the top 10. And folks, don't forget, it is a doubleheader night. Hey, good evening, Jason. As I was saying, a doubleheader night. We've got C12 Motorsports up right after this. The Retro Truck Series goes to Old Atlanta, and man, Old Atlanta is a lot of fun. Truth Oak is already pulled away to almost a 1 second lead. After that exchange of pit stops, Sean Merriman drops to a lap down, and Ryan Coker in 14th is just a little bit ahead of the leader. With 13 laps to go, could very well see Truth Oak in a lot of lap traffic. If he can maintain this pace, he'll definitely be joining them. Jason, what's Pocky? Brandon Honeycutt back in third. Cooper Redditch in fourth was gaining some ground, but it seems that gap is stabilized about 1.5 seconds. One gap that is not stabilized is Sean Dunaway, the current points leader. He is currently in fifth, right on the back bumper of Cooper Redditch. Andrew Teft still back in sixth. Benelli is closing, but likely not going to be fast enough. Kirby Wainscott back in ninth is closing on eighth place Curtis Ecker, but Aaron Marquis is getting there faster. Marquis currently in 10th. Likely will pick up another position. Hoke just put Coker a lap down. Lee Campbell back in second, losing ground. He's 1.5 seconds back, and looks like the tires really starting to give up here late in the race. It looked like Campbell was four-wheel drifting it through turn 2. Honeycutt back in third, continues to close the gap on Campbell. He's 2.3 seconds back with 10 to go. Last time by is about 0.3 of a second faster than Campbell, but he's going to have to do a little bit better than that to get there and have enough time to make a move. Dunaway is on Redditch's bumper. Redditch moves to the low side. He's going to force Dunaway to the high side through 2. And door to door out of 2, they're going to drag race it down into 3. Cooper trying to fight back on the inside. But he doesn't have enough. Dunaway now the 4th. Hoke's lead is now 2.4 seconds over Campbell. Honeycutt now just 1.8 seconds back. And that lap car just ahead is definitely going to help Honeycutt a little bit. He'll be able to get a little draft off of him if he can time it right. It'll be hugely beneficial down the front straightaway. Alex Teft still safe in 6th. Benelli continues to close, but 4.25 seconds back as Ecker and Wainscott battle it out, and Aaron Marquis is right there with them. 3-car battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Marquis just lurking, waiting for the opening. As Wainscott moves up into 8th, but Curtis Ecker quickly shut the door on him. Unfortunately, Marquis could not get the nose in time. Will he have the momentum to take him in 2? Here he comes, going toward 3. Aaron Marquis to the inside. Kirby, meanwhile, starting to pull away already. Truth Hoax Lee continuing to grow and grow rapidly over Lee Campbell. Honeycutt continues to close in. Brandon just 1.3 seconds behind Lee Campbell at the moment. Sean Dunaway is gaining ground on the top 3, but is 2.5 seconds back. Cooper Redditch currently in 5th. He was closing back up on Dunaway, but it appears Dunaway has found another gear and is pulling away. Aaron Marquis now in 9th, right on Wayne Scott's back bumper. Remember, with 2 races left to go before the playoffs, every point counts. Five laps to go for Truth Hoke. He's got enough fuel, and he's got a 4.3 second lead that continues to grow. Brandon Honeycutt back in 3rd is almost caught Lee Campbell. Honeycutt is flying around this track. Last time by, he was faster than the leader, but only by about 6/100ths of a second. Lap traffic moving out of the way for Sean Dunaway. Dunaway was closing on the top 3, but has now dropped to 2.8 seconds behind. Kirby Wainscott has really checked out and pulled a gap on Aaron Marquis and Curtis Ecker since that change of position. Kirby pulled out to 1.1 seconds ahead. Brandon Honeycutt has got to Lee Campbell. Does he have enough left to get around him and take second? Coming to 3 to go. This is going to be one heck of a fierce battle. Three laps to go. Truth Oaks lead now just over 5 seconds. Lee Campbell and Brandon Honeycutt still nose to tail. Brandon has been unable to make the move yet. Dunaway has started closing back up again, but again, just 2.6 seconds back. It's highly likely he is not going to have the time to get there. Closest battle on track is this battle for second at the moment. Aaron Marquis still behind Kirby Wainscott. And Truth Oak continues to pull away. Truth Hope just continues to pull the gap, 5 1/4 seconds. Brandon Honeycutt right on the bumper of Lee Campbell. Hey, good evening, Troy, cheering on Truth Hope as he takes the white flag one more time around. Down the first straightaway toward turn 2. Newbie, it's a great track to broadcast and terrible to race. Through turn 2, Truth lead 5.7 seconds. He can let off the gas and coast it in from here. Lee Campbell in second, Honeycutt in third. Unable to do anything with Lee Campbell at the moment. And out of the final turn, Truth Oak will pull off the win at Pocono. His first win of the season. Lee Campbell holds on for second. Brandon Honeycutt coming home in third. Honeycutt will close the gap just a little bit on Dunaway. Hoke will likely bump up to third in points and get locked into the playoffs. This is definitely going to be a big change in the points. We'll get a word with our top 3 here in just a moment. Folks, don't forget, this is only the first race. We've still got one more to go. C12 Motorsports Retro Truck Series is taking on the Old Atlanta here tonight. Truth getting a little bit of help with the celebration. Truth Hope gets his first win of the season at Pocono. You know that team is going to be celebrating tonight. Just waiting for the drivers to get into the Discord so we can get a word. While we're waiting on the top 3, folks, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the YouTube. We have got a ton of YouTube shorts coming out, and we have released a bunch the last few weeks. And I spent the afternoon working on even more. You guys are definitely going to have some laughs and see some great action. Well, I was hoping we'd get to talk to our top 3, but none of them have magically appeared. And we do have our winner available, Truth Hoke, in Victory Lane. Truth, congratulations. That was quite a win.
Thank you. Thank you. Long time coming.
Well, I just noticed you came in tonight fourth in points. You were not locked into the playoffs, but tonight's performance likely bumps you into third and definitely locks you in.
Oh, it does? That's good. Takes a little off. Takes a little off.
It definitely does with 2 races to go. Man, Pocono is definitely a tricky track and at times very hard to drive. And it looked like going through turn 2, you guys were 4-wheel drifting it at times, but man, you never touched a wall and just nailed it perfectly all night.
Yeah, I was waiting for me to do my usual mess up, either in the pits or hit the wall or something. I was waiting for it to come, but I just stayed focused, and it was like, yes,
Well,
finally.
Man, you definitely earned it tonight in a big win, almost 6 seconds leading at the end of the perfect run tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Truth, definitely happy here tonight after that win. Folks, stick around. We will be back with trucks at Atlanta here in just a few. Jesse was definitely on a different planet tonight. That is one of the best runs I've ever seen at Pocono. After doing this for 4.5 years, I can tell you that was a great run. Folks, stick around. We'll be back in just a few moments with C12 Motorsports at Old Atlanta. More great racing to come tonight.